Hi, and welcome to Misted by Helmets. This is a channel that tests sports hypotheses by using computer game engines. Our current hypothesis involves playing action PC baseball as if it's OOTP, and we're attempting to guide the Los Angeles Dodgers from 2013 to a World Series championship. As of the last video cutting out, this is what occurred in the game. The Dodgers were down 4-1 at the time. They got a solo home run in the bottom of the eighth from Luis Cruz, but that was the only difference in the scoring the rest of the way, and the Padres won. A couple things I wanted to point out. If you didn't watch the last video, that was the end of Ted Lilly pitching for the season. He had to be pulled at 3 1/3, even though he had pitched really well. He's done with the team, and even though Yasmani Grandal had a 1 arm, he threw out Puig and Ellis, even though they had high percentages to run. So those things occurred in that game. Here's the hitting statistics. Not much for the Dodgers, even though they did get 7 hits. And Yasiel Puig went 4 for 4. Could only account for 1 run on the solo shot in the 4th inning. So there's that game. And then the game that I did not record was a start by Clayton Kershaw, the final game of the San Diego series at home. And even though it was a win for the Dodgers 9-8, it felt like a loss. I could walk you through it for a moment. San Diego started off scoring after a single, a bunt, and a double for a 1-0 lead. Then in the second, Guzman doubled, Grandal walked. Marquis bunted into a double play, but Denorfia singled to make it 2-0. In the bottom half of that frame, Schumacher hit a solo home run, made it 2-1. And it seemed like everything was good. Still had Kershaw on the mound. But to start off the top of the third, D. Gordon made an error. And then after 2 strikeouts by Kershaw, Guzman hit a 2-run home run. That made it 4-1, and that seemed like the game was pretty much out of reach. I didn't think we would be able to score 4. Except in the 4th inning, Puig, his 9 consecutive at-bats reaching base had ended here in the bottom of the 1st. But he continued to be hot as he started off the half inning by walking. Then Schumacher grounded a single, Puig to second. Ellis singled, bases loaded. Gordon, here's a surprise, bunted. The force was at second, but Puig scored. He still had runners on the corners. Gordon stole second, so there was second and third. But Fedorovich struck out, making there 2 outs. But Kershaw, of all people, grounded a single between first and second that scored 2 runs and tied the game, where it stayed tied until the bottom of the 6th. Schumacher grounded out. Ellis doubled. Gordon bunted. So a runner on third with 2 outs, and Fedorovich doubled off the wall. And the Dodgers had the lead that I thought that they would hold on to and win. However, after Headley popped to the catcher, and I remembered to bring in Sellers to play Gordon's spot, Kenley, who had come in the 6th, right here, gave up a solo home run to Carlos Quentin, which tied it. And thinking about what I could have done differently there in the future, I guess, just walk him. Jerko and Blank struck out after that. So Kenley, again, it has to be remembered, does give up solo home runs. You kind of forget about it when he pitches so well for so long. And that's the way it stayed until the 10th, as we were running out of pitchers. So, with Rodriguez pitching, he had gotten the last 2 outs in the top of the 9th. He walked Jerko, and Blank struck out. And then Guzman, who had a great day, 3 for 5 with 2 RBI and a home run. He singled. There was an outfield error. So Quinton scored. He was the one he was the ghost runner at second. Jerko moved to third, Guzman to second, and it made it 6-5. Okay? So I brought in Guerra. I thought the game was over. Grandal walked. Alonso came up as a pinch hitter. He grounded to third, and I think we threw to the plate. But Jerko scored anyhow. Guzman to third, Grandal to second. So the bases were loaded again. It was now 7-5. Denorfia grounded to second, forcing Alonso, and Guzman scored. That made it 8-5. And finally, Cabrera grounded to the pitcher. So I thought the game was over, to be honest. But in the 10th, Boxberger came in with the ghost runner on. That was Loney. Van Slyke immediately doubled to make it 8-6. So the tying run was at the plate. Uribe flied out, though. Puig walked. And then in a strange situation with, I guess it was Vance after Puig, Schumacher was up. And he had good numbers. But I looked at the bench and it showed that Jerry Hairston Jr. had a over 1 point OPS, which blew my mind. I've never seen that with him. So I pulled him and I used him to pinch hit, and it worked. He doubled to right center. That caused Van Slyke to score. Puig went to third, and it was a 1-run game, now with 1 out. Mark Elliston continued the train and lined a single up the middle, which tied the game. See, I didn't know. We're at the point where we had run out of players, and I was wondering how he was going to construct a defense for the 11th inning. But I didn't have to, as Sellers also singled up the middle. The infield was pulled up for both of these. So that helped a lot, and that won the game 9-8. So a really wild 10th inning. Both teams ended up with over double-digit hits, and the Dodgers won 9-8. This was a type of game that felt like a good team wins it, and a bad team finds a way to lose it. So Kershaw ended up with only 2 earned runs, but did not pitch well. Don't be fooled. He had 8 hits given up and 3 walks, which is very un-Kershaw-like, and I don't know why there's a plus sign in the stuff department. So Paco with a bad outing there, but some of that can be put at the feet of Guerra, who came in after him with runners on. So that gets you caught up for today's game. So they win the series against San Diego. Gonna see if Grandal threw out anybody else. I don't. Gordon did get a steal off of Grandal. And the error in the outfield was by Schumacher. I think there was a point where I pulled Ethier from center and then moved Schumacher into center, and he just can't do it. I know he can hit. We're counting the games, and there's not too many more of them until Shane Victorino is back to patrol center field. So that's where the standings are as of today's game. We'll face the Atlanta Braves in the first of 3. Oh, one other thing I wanted to talk about. Look at Puig through that massive hot streak he had. He's now moved up into the top spot in the National League in average. Just to show you through the game logs how hot he has been. As I said, he had a 5-hit game and a 4-hit game after a 4-hit game. So he had 4 hits, then he had 5 hits and 5 at-bats, and then 4 hits and 4 at-bats. So there was, and I believe his last at-bat in that game was an out. So it was only 9 straight, and then I showed you in the 9-8 game, he was immediately out the first time he was up. I think his last at-bat in this game was an out, so it's only a 9 consecutive plate appearance reaching. Yeah, he flew to deep left. So, but 9 consecutive reaching base in 9 consecutive at bats or plate appearances is very impressive. And like I said, he's now outpaced Aloni, although I don't expect that to continue for very long. So that brings you up to June 6th. Dodgers are currently 43-15, 10.5 games up on San Diego. The Braves today will play in Dodger Stadium. We've already played 3 against them earlier in the season. Tim Hudson will take them out. Tim Hudson is one of the possibilities for Ricky Nolasco to be traded to replace. Hudson gets injured right around this time next month. And even though Atlanta ends up winning the division anyhow, it's going to be hard to replace this. There you see, it should be a good pitching duel, 6-2, with a 2.18 ERA. Greinke on the Dodgers now on 5-0, 5-0 with a 2.38 ERA. So Nolasco could go to Atlanta. San Diego is also a possibility. We'll just have to keep looking at where the teams are ranked when we get closer towards the beginning of July. Okay, there you see Hudson in real life. He had a 3.97 ERA, but he's been pitching well in this computer simulation. Here we go against righties. So we'll start off with James Loney at first. Schumacher will be in left field. Ethier will play center. Uribe at third. Puig in right field. Mark Ellis at second base. D. Gordon at short. I'm just amazed to see Jerry Hairston Jr. at that. D. Gordon at short. And then at catcher, when I looked at the preview, it said Fedorovich was not available because he'd played 7 consecutive days, but it says he could play 9. And versus a right-hander, I'd rather have him. Oh, there it is. It snuck up on me. You didn't see it there before, did you? You can rewind and go back and look. And now it's up there. So Ramon Hernandez will have to play today, even though he's much better against a left-hander. And on the mound will be Zach Greinke. And you see Zach's numbers, 5-0 with 2.38 ERA, 41 2/3 innings pitched, only 23 hits, 11 walks, 35 strikeouts, a whip of .816. Now, Zach will hit higher than that. Let's see, where would I want to move him to? Definitely above Gordon. Ellis has been hot though, so we'll put him in the 7th spot for today. There you see the benches. (72°), wind speed 5 miles an hour out to left center field. Let's play a baseball game. First up is Andrelton Simmons. Pitched by Greinke. Hits him. Okay, lead runner is on. Nobody out. For Hayward, Jason hitting .260 on the season, OPS of .811. Pitch by Greinke. It looks like a pop-up, but it's farther than that. Puig coming in, Ellis going out. Puig says he's got it, and he's true to his word. Simmons goes back, 1 out. For Upton, hitting .237, a .679 OPS. Pitch by Greinke. Struck him out, 1 out. For Freeman, .286 on the season, an OPS of .859, 10 home runs, and 34 RBI. Got to be careful here. McCann on deck. I'm going to pitch around him. And that looks like a liner into right. Is it going to fall? It does. Simmons moves to third. It's runners at the corners for the catcher, Brian McCann, .231 on the season, OPS of .771. Greinke in some trouble here with 2 outs. The pitch. Popped up. Going to make it to the outfield. Ellis is calling for it. Hands are up. And the glove has a ball inside of it. So the Dodgers get through the first half inning. They leave runners at the corners. Tim Hudson to face the top of the Dodger lineup. Coming up. James Loney starts us off. And hits a ground ball to short. Simmons throws him out easily. 1 out. For Schumacher, hitting .310 on the season. An OPS of .837. The pitch is a ground ball to Uggla. Big Tuesday hop across to Freeman, 2 down. For Ethier, hitting .257. He had a tough start. He went up, and now he's coming back to earth. .823 OPS, though. The pitch is a ground ball to Uggla. Wednesday hop, and we're through 1. No score. Greinke to face Uggla to start off the second. Pitch is a walk. Third base runner. We had a walk and a single in the first. Uggla below 50% chance to steal. For Pena, Ramiro, .250 at OPS of .699. The pitch by Greinke. The ground ball to Ellis. Could this be 2? Nope. Just across to Loney. Uggla moves up as effective as a bunt. A productive out. 1 down. Uggla in scoring position for Upton. Hitting .191 on the season. An OPS of .561. Greinke's pitch. The fly ball to left. Schumacher going back. It's leveled. The glove goes up. And the ball comes down inside of it. But Uggla going to tag. It must have been deep enough to get the third. It was on the track. Okay. 2 out for the pitcher Hudson. He's hitting .238 on the season. Respectable for a pitcher with a home run. An OPS of .733. Greinke's got to get him out. And he walks Hudson. Wow. That might tell you the story. Even though the Braves only have 1 hit, that's the 4th base runner of the game. And Zach only has 5 outs. And that is very un-Greinke-like. Okay, he's going to have to get Simmons to get out of this inning. Simmons walked his first time up. Pitch by Greinke. The ground ball to Gordon. Wednesday hop. Goes to second the short way and gets Hudson. We're through 1.5. There's no score. Uribe, Puig, and Ellis. Face Hudson. The pitch. Uribe strikes out. That's the first for Hudson. Puig's turn. The pitch is a base hit to left. Yasiel stays hot. Upton picks it up. A poor play by Pena at third allowed the base hit. That's Pena's first on the season. Puig not running, and Ellis steps in. Hitting .333 with 2 home runs, 20 RBI, 23 runs scored, and OPS of .790. The pitch by Hudson is a ground ball to Freeman. He's going to try to turn 2. He throws to second for 1. The runner is out, and Ellis makes 2. We're through 2 full. No score. Hayward, Upton, and Freeman for the second time. Hayward 0 for 1. Pitch by Greinke is a fly ball to right. Puig's coming in, though. It's a can of corn. He drops the apron and collects the ball. 1 out. For Upton. 0 for 1 also. The pitch by Greinke struck him out, a second strikeout. And Freeman, who singled. It's his turn next. Good numbers there. Got to be careful here. The pitch by Greinke. Struck him out. Third strikeout for Greinke. We're through 2.5. Still no one has scored. Hudson to face Greinke, Hernandez, and Gordon. Pitch to Zach is a strikeout. That's Hudson's second. Hernandez's turn on limited at-bat. Pitch is a fly ball to left. Looks playable. Upton's going back. The glove goes up. And he makes a great play as the ball comes down inside of it. That's his 5th great play of the season. He dove to make the catch. 2 outs for Gordon. Everybody's back. We're going to try to bump for a hit. The pitch is a comebacker to Hudson. He waits for the ball, and he throws out Gordon easily. We're through 3 complete. 1/3 of this game is over, and it's 0s. Pitching duel that you first thought when you saw the starting lineups has come to fruition, at least thus far. McCann, Ugla, and Pena to lead off the 4th against Greinke, who's at 58 out of a possible 105. The pitch. The ground ball to Gordon. Big Wednesday hop. Crossed to Loney in time. 1 down for Ugla, who walked, correct? Yes, he walked his first time. Pitch by Zach. Struck him out 4 Ks. Pena's turn. He's 0 for 1. Those are good numbers. Got to be careful with Ramiro. Pitch by Greinke. Popped up. Hernandez makes the catch easily. We're through 3.5. It's still no score. Loney, Schumacher, and Ethier to face Hudson at 43 pitches. Look at the difference in pitches. 81 for Greinke. 43 for Hudson. And we don't have the best. We have 4 arms available. We do not have a full bullpen ready to go. So Greinke may have to pitch above 105. We'll see. Hudson facing Loney, who's 0 for 1. Pitch by Tim is a fly ball to right. Hayward not moving much. Just looking at it. Makes the catch. Schumacher, 0 for 1. Pitch is a base hit to left. It's over Simmons' head. Into left center. He's going for 2. He does, and he's in there. His 9th double of the season. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Ethier, who's 0 for 1, but those numbers in the box look good. Let's see what he can do against Hudson. The pitch struck him out. 3 strikeouts. And it's down to Uribe, who's also 0 for 1 against Hudson. The pitch is a fly ball to left. It's up. It's leveled. It looks like Upton should get it. And he's true to his word. We're through 4. Still 0s. Upton, who just made a great catch, Hudson's spot, and Simmons in the top of the fifth. Greinke at 81 pitches out of 105. Starts off the fifth with a ground ball to short. Big Friday hop across Deloney. Gordon gets him, 1 out. For Hudson, who's walked his first time up. Pitch by Greinke. Struck him out. 5 strikeouts for Zach. Back to the top of the order for Simmons. 91 pitches for Greinke. There's a ground ball to Ellis. Makes a great play to throw him out across his body just over second base. That's a 6th great play of the season. And the Braves are retired after 4.5. Still, no one has scored a run. Yasiel Puig, Ellis, and Greinke's spot. Greinke at 95 out of 105. Pitch by Yasiel is a liner past third, past Upton, and into the corner. Just the break the Dodgers need. Poor play by Pena. That's a 2nd of the game and the season. Puig, his 8th double. And he's standing in scoring position with nobody out for Ellis. I believe Ellis is 0 for 1. Hitting .331. His sacrifice is a 6. Can I get him over? And then can Greinke get him in? Runs at a premium today for sure. Those are not great numbers for Ellis. And we're going to try it. Pitch is a good bunt. Pena coming in. Nobody's at third. So Puig coasts in there. He's to third with 1 out for Greinke, who's at .429, but he struck out his first time up. We could pinch hit for him here, but that's 15 outs the bullpen is going to have to get. Looking at the bullpen arms, I don't have a left-hander. I have Jose Dominguez. I have Ronald Belisario, Guerrero, and Moylan. Not only do I only have 4 relief pitchers, they're all right-handed. And one of them, the most dependable one, is probably Belisario, which is, that if you've watched this channel, that's not saying much. So Zach's staying in. He's probably going to go over 105. And I'm going to hope that he can make contact here. And Field's playing back. So if he can hit it, he can just make contact. Probably going to run. There's the pitch by Hudson. And he doesn't make contact and strikes out. Okay, 2 out. Puig still at third. Here's Hernandez. Pitch by Hudson is a fly ball to center. That's what I needed at bat before. It's way back, but Upton says he has it. And he makes the catch. Wind is now blowing out 2 miles an hour to center field. Dodgers waste a chance. Leadoff double. Strand Puig at third. We're through 5. It's 0 still. I have a feeling that's going to change soon, though. Greinke now facing Hayward, Upton, and Freeman. And he's almost out of pitches. This is not bode well unless we get some really good, really quick outs. Gordon is going to be replaced by Sellers right now. Even though he'll lead off next inning. The reason is, I could bunt for a hit, but I don't care. Usually the best situation for Gordon is when there are runners on base and he can bunt. So let's just move him now and get the better defensive player in, considering this game could come down to 1 run. Greinke at 95, facing Hayward. Those numbers are still about average. The pitch. Ground ball to Ellis. Across Deloney, 1 out. Zach, 98 pitches. He hasn't been horrible. He's given up a lot. There are more base runners than I would think for it only being, 16 outs. but he's not been horrible. Only one real hit. That's single by Freeman. And back in the first, here's Upton. Those numbers don't look horrible. He's still under 105. The pitch to Upton is a fly ball to left. Schumacher going back. It's leveled, but is it over his head? Schumacher watches it go off the wall. That's his second double of the season. Number 10 for Upton. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Freeman. Those are good numbers for Freddie. And I think I'm just going to intentionally walk Freddie. That might come back to haunt me as Brian McCann steps in. His numbers are not horrible either. Zach at 104 out of 105. He's going to go over in this at bat, most likely. All right. Let's see if he can get McCann out. Pitch by Zach. It is a liner. Ethier. You going to dive for this? I almost feel like we have to. Because if we don't get it, a run will score. Well, Rowan is going to score regardless, probably. Ethier's arms in. I'm going to say no and give up the single. Does Upton score? He does not. All right, bases loaded, 1 out. Greinke's over 105 pitches. He's at 109. Dan Uggla is up. I mean, there's still a possibility of a double play here with this defense in. It's not a great possibility. And I don't want to bring the infield up. Well, let's just pretend and pull the infield up and see what happens. These are the kind of positions you should not get yourself into as a defense. Okay, here goes. Pitch by Greinke. Struck him out. 6th strikeout from Zach. And Pena, who has great, well, they're not great numbers right now, steps up with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Zach now at 115. Let's go look at the bullpen. Dominguez is worse. Belisario is worse. Guerrero is better. And Moylan is better. You trust Matt Guerrero or worn out Zach Greinke to get an out here? Supposedly is worse against lefties. Unfortunately, I don't have one. I trust Zach more. Even a beat up, worn out Zach Greinke. See if he can do it. This is his last batter either way. The pitch. He walks in a run. And the Braves take the lead 1-0. Okay, well, the Braves did get on the board finally. And here's Upton. And that's it for Zach at 120 pitches. He couldn't get 6 innings today. Who can keep this game going? Oh boy, Jose Dominguez is the number. No, Belisario's better. You want to bring in Belisario this early? No, we're going to try Guerrero and keep Belisario, hoping against hope that this will still be a game in the 8th. Okay, bases loaded. This is pretty much it. The game might already be over. I don't know if we can score a run off Hudson. But we're going to try right here to get out of this half inning. Pitch by Guerrero. Struck him out. Maybe I should have gone to him. We'll never know. We're through 5.5. The Braves walk in a run. They lead 1-0. All right, Sellers leads off here in the bottom of the 6th against Hudson. He's at 72 pitches. Wow. And he strikes out. 1 out for Loney. 0 for 2. And Hudson is putting on a show today. Loney hits one past Pena. Is that his 3rd bad play of the game? And down the line, Loney at least should have 2. Upton goes to recover the ball. And there he is. His 20th double of the season. first hit of the game. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Schumacher, who's 1 for 2. I believe he has a double. The pitch by Hudson. Struck him out. 6 strikeouts for Tim. 2 outs, and it's up to Ethier, who has good numbers. He's 0 for 2 in the game, though. The pitch by Hudson is a fly ball to center. The winds have calmed down. Upton looking back at it. He's at the track. He makes the catch. The Dodgers strand Loney at second. We're through 6. 2/3 of this game is complete, and the Braves lead 1-0. All right, Guerrero's going to stay in there for at least a little bit. He'll face Hudson. That was another thing I was going to tell you at the beginning of the video was the last few games we pulled out some stuff, but we've worn out the bullpen, and it shows today. This is going to be a loss if it turns into being a loss that the bullpen's going to have to wear. Although, you know, offense has got to score more than nothing. All right, here's the pitch by Guerrero. The ground ball to Uribe. Big Friday hop. Cross the Loney, and there's 1 out. Simmons, 0 for 2, but those numbers look really good against Guerrero. Only 2 home runs on the season. Take a chance here. There's a pop-up. It looks like it's Sellers. His glove goes up, and the ball comes down inside of it. 2 out for Hayward. 0 for 3. All right, let's see if we can get out of this half inning. Let's try to pitch around him. He walks. Okay, runner on with 2 out. And Guerrero's out of pitches, and here's Upton, and his numbers are through the roof. Let's go to the pen and see what we got. Dominguez. We can go to Belisario right here. I had him sketched out for the 8th, but we're there early. So here we go. See if he can get out of this jam. Hayward at first, 2 out. Pitch is a base hit into left. Let's hope Schumacher can cut it off. No, he catches the ball. I thought for sure that was a base hit. It's just a line out. We're through 6.5. It's still 1-0 Braves. Tim Hudson at 88 out of 115 pitches faces Uribe. And there's a base hit to right. Hayward picks it up. And Uribe holds with a single. Leadoff single for Puig, who's 2 for 2. Continuing his hot streak. He's singled and doubled. Oh, a triple or a home run would be good here. Good numbers. The pitch by Hudson is a pop-up. And it looks foul. Simmons in foul territory makes the catch. So Puig finally cools off. 1 out. Uribe still at first, and Ellis steps in. He's 0 for 1. The pitch by Hudson struck him out. 7 strikeouts for Tim. He's finally reached 100 pitches. All right, and you know who's in the bullpen waiting. If you know the Braves. He has a dangling right arm. 2 outs for Belisario. We could pinch hit for him, but we don't have enough. He's going to have to just eat the strikeout. That's 8 strikeouts for Hudson. We're through 7. It's 1-0 Braves. All right, Belisario has to face Freeman. He's my best pitcher. You want to intentionally walk him? Nope. Let's pitch around him. There's a ground ball to Loney. He has it. There's 1 out for McCann. Those are good numbers also. We'll try to pitch around him. And he walks him. That's fine. A 1 out walk for Ugla. Those numbers look bad. McCann not going anywhere. Belisario's pitch. Walks him. That shouldn't have been a walk. 2 on, 1 out for Pena, who has the only RBI on a walk. Those numbers look good. I don't think they're going to look any better. Take a look. Yeah, it's a little bit better. All right, Dominguez. Oh, are we really going to do this? Zay Dominguez. I can't do it. If I'm going to lose, I'm going to lose with Belisario here. 1 out. All right, let's hope for the best. 15 pitches in. There's the pitch. It is a base hit to right. McCann's only a 2, and Puig has a 9 arm. And McCann's going to hold. Bases loaded, 1 out for BJ Upton. Not very good. Belisario has the pitches left. We can go in. And the numbers don't change that much. Here we go. Pitch by Belisario. Struck him out. Okay, now Belisario's out of pitches. And here's Hudson. They're not going to pinch hit for Hudson, are they? Belisario, he could walk him. That is very possible. But so could Dominguez. Or Moylan. Neither one are very good. Alright. Hope and a prayer. Here we go. Jose Dominguez coming in to face the pitcher. Let's see if he can do it. Jose in the season with a 6.23 ERA. He's given up 6 hits in 4 1/3 innings pitched. Only 1 walk. 3K, a whip of 1.615. Talk about dangling on the edge here. Tightrope walking. If we can get out of this, we still have a chance. Well, first let's see if Hudson's going to hit for himself. The pitch. He's done. Jordan Schaefer coming to pinch hit. I'm sure his numbers will be good. Not that great. Okay. At least he's out of the game. We're going to get 2 innings of facing the bullpen. And it could be you-know-who for both, but we'll see. First, got to get through Schaefer. Let's see if they can do it. Pitch by Dominguez. It's a strikeout. Coming through, it's still 1-0. Only that 1 walk by Greinke. Okay. To the bottom of the 8th, down 1 run only. Facing David Carpenter. I guess he's the setup man for Atlanta. On the season, he has a 1.29 ERA. He's given up 15 hits and 21 innings pitched, 2 walks and 20 strikeouts. A whip of .810. All right, Hernandez has to hit for himself. No options there. And he gets a base hit. Yeah, that figured. We can't even pinch run for him. All right. Can't even pinch run. Leadoff single for Hernandez. He's at first. 74% chance to steal on McCann's 8-4 arm, excuse me. Sellers, can he bunt? He's only a 3. Because Loney's up next. Let's try to sacrifice. I don't think this is going to work, but we're going to try it. It worked. He sacrificed Hernandez to second. The tying run is at second with 1 out for Loney and then Schumacher. All right. Those aren't great numbers, but they're there. I don't even know if Hernandez could score on a base hit. Pitch to Loney. Struck him out. 1 strikeout, 2 outs in the half inning. And it's up to Schumacher as a hit and 3 at-bats. Pitch by Carpenter is thrown away, and Hernandez holds at second. 2 outs, tying run at second. Should be going on contact. A pitch to Schumacher. Struck him out. Boy, nice job by Carpenter, and you know who we're going to see in the 9th. We're through 8. It's 1-0 Braves. Simmons, Hayward, Upton against Dominguez. The pitch is a base hit to right field. Is that 2? Puig picks it up, and he kicks it into Ellis. The leadoff single. Hayward's turn. Dominguez's pitch is a fly ball to right. Puig, waiting for it, drops the apron and collects the can. 1 out for Upton. He's 1 for 4, and those are good numbers. I only have 1 more pitcher left. That's Moylan. And those numbers are worse, believe it or not. So Dominguez is going to have to get his way through this. And look who's on deck. Freddie Freeman. Ground ball, ground ball. And there's a ground ball to Uribe over to Ellis for 1. The runner is out and Upton makes 2. And they get through it without having to see Freeman. This was a tightrope walk unlike any I've seen this season. As the Dodgers somehow get out of regulation play with only giving up 1 run. Unfortunately, there was 11 runners on base, left on base. Unfortunately, they can't score. Or they haven't yet. Carpenter comes in for a second inning of work. Okay. Ethier, Uribe, and Puig need a run to tie the game. Ethier up first. He's 0 for 3. He hits one right at Ugla. 1 out. Uribe is 1 for 3. The pitch by Carpenter is a liner right at Pena. He catches it this time. 2 down for Puig is 2 for 3. A single, he's doubled, and he's popped out. The pitch to Puig is a ground ball to Freeman. He steps on first in front of him, and the Braves win 1-0. Wow. Pathetic offense from the Dodgers. Great pitching by bullpen guys that don't really show it most of the season. So the Dodgers dropped the opener of this series, 1-0. Tim Hudson, for the most part, great job pitching and some good relief pitching by Carpenter as well. Helped get the Braves across the line. They repay the Dodgers for beating them in Atlanta. Only 6 hits. Take a look at the pitching. A walked-in run. And see, this wasn't his best effort. 5 2/3, 3 hits, 1 earned run, 4 walks, 6 K. And somehow the rest of the guys got him through it. Barrera, Belisario, and Dominguez gets a hat tip for today's game. And that's it. The Dodgers dropped to 43-16 on the season. No other team has less than 19 losses now. Dodgers will have to try to come after them in the next one. As the page should repopulate at any moment. Craig Kimbrell, in case you didn't know who the dangling arm was, that's who I expected to see. But they didn't even have to use him, and they won in a close 1-run game. Good job by Atlanta. We'll see you next time on Missed It by How Much.